would stand for allegiance, put your right hand over your heart, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reading minutes of the last month's regular council meeting. I make a motion to accept them as written. Motion second on the floor. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Okay, we'll go to the public session, Hometown Association of Coleman.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a few things going on. We've got a painting class that's going to be going on Thursday evening. It's one of these things where an artist comes in and teaches everybody to paint one particular painting, and that's going to be on Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock. We've got a few slots left if you know anybody that's interested, and that'll be, it'll last about 2 hours. And we also are planning a workshop this summer for children for theater workshop for children, and we hope to get some information out about that in the next couple of weeks. It'll be for about 8 weeks, and it'll end with a production. And then we have also ordered the banners. They've been ordered. I'm waiting for the proofs to come back so we can approve those and make sure that's what we're looking at, make sure they've got the same thing we told them. I should be getting those back sometime this week. That's all I've got right now. Anybody have any questions?
Just, isn't Duke Power in Chester, located in Chester as well?
I mean, yeah, there's...
Because I passed some of the regular wooden poles today that had the same kind of banners on. So are they telling us that we can't do that here in Great Falls?
No, we have permission to do on the wooden poles,
okay,
not on the historic lighting.
Didn't the board vote on we could remove some of the light poles and stuff with flowers?
No, we haven't voted on it.
Okay. What are you next?
It's the second Thursday, so.
The reason I'm asking is I'd like to make the public very aware that between now and the end of June, we're going to have at least somewhere between 8,000 to 10,000 visitors in this town with the rodeo and with the Fly Fish Festival. And at the end of June, every Chester County leadership, all the leaders from Chester County will be here in Great Falls. We want to make a great impression. We're trying to sell Great Falls as being an aggressive, growing town. So what I'm asking everybody to do is don't throw litter out, clean up the yards as best you can. Let's put on the best example that we can to these people. Somebody might be at the fish festival or the rodeo might want to start a business, and they might just find Great Falls acceptable for that. So I do really like for you to be aware that there's a lot of people that will be in Great Falls in the next month and a half. Thank you.
Any other questions, Ms. Coleman?
Okay, thank you.
Under law, resolution of past issues, strong wind.
I requested to be up on the closed session because what I'd like to discuss with everyone is legal issues. I'd also like to bring to the council's attention that Don Kemp has violated the cease and desist order that LLR issued him. He did that, he publicly announced on WISE that he was a code enforcement officer, and that's how they reported it.
Sit down, please. I didn't say that.
I've got 2 minutes.
That was not said.
It was said. I've got it recorded.
You're not on.
I don't get my 2 minutes?
Just be,
Okay.
Out of order. You got to tell the truth in here.
Well, you're the liar.
You got to tell the truth.
So do you.
I do.
No, you don't.
As far as going into executive session, you've been told.
I know what you told me.
This is for the council, not for.
I know what you told
Okay,
me.
so why did you?
Well, move on.
We'll go on to, committee on finance.
Everything, comes together pretty good with the finances. We're, closing in on the, end of year budget. So that'll be starting in with the new budget from July.
Anybody got any questions? Here now, we'll move on to committee on sanitation.
Sanitation department running good right now. Like Mr. Rungy said, we're cleaning up. We just started cutting up in the industrial park, get ready for the Fifth Festival. We cleaned the street up here in front of Sally, and the police department already had that street dance, and, we're gonna continue so the rest of the week clean up for the festival, pick up litter and cut the grass and everything like that. Thank you.
Any questions?
Maybe we skipped over something on budget, we skipped over something.
Oh, okay.
Tom, let's go ahead and finish up with Terry and then go back to that. Everybody have a chance, if there's any questions for Terry.
You have any questions for Terry?
I just got one thing, the Fish Festival area looks really good. I just think probably Friday or so, y'all probably need to take the tractor back up there and run back over that, because it looks like there's a lot of piled up grass.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed, A and number 6 over this. Discuss claims of over 2013 vacation pay. Something new,
Yes, we've had quite a few meetings on this, we've discussed quite a bit about it, we tried to come up with a resolution to it. We take our budgets real serious. Next year, we've already talked about that we need to cut some things out of the budget. What I'm saying is, when we had our meetings, the amount that was discussed about the 2013 vacation pay went from 18,000, 12,000 to roughly 10,000. What I'm proposing as a compromise is half of that be paid on this year's budget, and then to be cashed in as first of June. Then, in the next year's budget, at the 1st of November, that they can cash in the second part. And the reason I feel this way is we want to be fair to our employees. Vacation time's coming up, it's their money, I think they need to be able to use it now. Here we go, we got November, that's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I think that's the time that they might be needing to use it. And I'd like to put this in a motion that we can, go ahead and pay half of their 2013 salary at our vacation pay at this time.
Got a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
I second.
Motion second on the floor, is there any discussion?
I have the same points that I made
gonna take, if it's 18,000, that takes $9,000 out of next year's budget. If it's 12,000, that takes 16,000, or 6,000 out of next year's budget. If it's 10,000, that takes 5,000 out, so.
I don't think it'd be a problem with making it work.
Even if we don't, we take our budget seriously, but we make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, you know that, kid. But we have to reserve, I say, we need to make it.
Do we have any other discussion?
Is there a legal issue as far as if we do that, we're going against the employee handbook, what it says in the law?
As far as what?
As far as the payout being,
We were paying June 2013, and it's 2014, so it's money that they've already approved.
now I was also under, didn't we
Change it.
pay them money from last year already?
That was 2012.
2012.
We changed the way they accumulate vacation. So our old policy is the one that's in the handbook. The new one is you accumulate from month of the year.
So if we do this, we're not gonna be in violation of any ordinance that you know of.
No, none of the ordinance, no.
What would be, we'd be in violation of?
Well, the old handbook called for a different way to do it, but we changed that.
With the new one?
Right. So it was more of a monetary, budgetary issue than a legal one.
And we can use money from the reserve fund, if we do come up short, we can.
If y'all make a motion and to do that, that's what y'all can do. I mean, you could have had another expense that came up with the sewer system, could have needed $100,000 repair more than it needed, and that would have been over budget. Item you'd have to use reserves. Any number of issues could come up that could require you to go over your budgeted items, and that wouldn't be violation of the law. They would do that as long as you do it in permanent channels.
Okay, that's the two things I had from the last time was, I was, under the understanding that we were gonna be in violation of one ordinance if we paid out, and if we didn't pay out, we're gonna be in violation of another ordinance, and it was over my head last month. But also, we were, at the last committee meeting, we were supposed to have the employees actually, we had discussed it about having the employees come in and have a discussion with us about their vacation pay. That never happened. That was another reason I voted against it, the last meeting. I'm just trying to get some issues cleared up before we vote.
Okay, any discussion?
Only thing is, if you're going to take money out of reserve, which I don't think that's gonna be necessary, why are you only gonna pay half? Why would you not just go ahead and clear the whole deal up?
Because we've tried that 3 times. Didn't work. This was totally a compromise.
The motion's for half right now.
I mean, I tried to get a copy of the old ordinance, vacation ordinance. I thought it stated that as of January 1st, that the vacation that was accumulated from 2013 could be taken or cashed in at their discretion. So, I thought that's the way it read.
That's in place for the
Is that your recollection?
No.
What was your recollection?
I mean, I don't think it says in there that an employee can cash in their vacation at their discretion. I don't think it says that in there. I think we reconcile vacation, unused vacation to December. That's just my
We're gonna pay
opinion.
it in December.
For 2013? You would pay it in December 2014?
Under the old policy.
Under the old policy.
They, on January 1, they would get the
Yeah,
vacation,
you-
you would give them the year.
Yeah, you.
You would pay it at the end of the year, because January 1, they would give their 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks that they were given again, which everybody got that on January of this year. But they're starting to get the time that they already are getting now, that's not going in the bank like it used to. So everybody will have double vacation this year.
This is compounded. Any other discussion? Well, the motion and second on the floor. All those in favor of the motion, signify by We'll move on to committee on fire department.
For the month of April, we ran a total of 25 calls. 2 of those were fire alarms. 3 of them were brush fires or grass fires. We responded to 11 automobile accidents. We had to assist the EMS unit 6 different times. We had 2 illegal burns and 1 call for smoke in the area. Out of those calls, 14 of them were in the municipal limits, 11 were in our county area of our jurisdiction. And we neither gave nor received mutual aid from anyone else. We were able to do everything on our own this month. Other than that, everything else seems to be running as normal at the fire department. Let everyone know, this coming Thursday, weather permitting, we're going to be weeding around fire hydrants and spraying Roundup like we do on our annual cycle. So you'll probably see us all out, all over town, maintaining fire hydrants. Also, should be this coming Sunday, which is the Sunday following the Fish Festival. We're doing our barbecue fundraiser at the fire department. So come out and get you some barbecue.
Anybody got any questions today? Hearing none, back to David. We'll go on to the committee on the police department.
Thank you everyone for being here tonight. With regards to the department's day-to-day activities, everything's moving along as should be expected. I just want to let everybody know on May the 30th, that's next Friday, Officer Jeremy Benson will graduate from the academy. 2 days later on the Sunday, I think that's June 1st, Billy Tate will actually go to the academy for 12 weeks. So we'll be short him for a little while. I think that's about all with the department day-to-day activities. Everybody knows we have the Fish Festival this Saturday. That's going to be normal, except for some concert they're having at the end of the festival. I think it's going to be around the 7 o'clock range. I have to go back and look at my notes. It's going to run up to midnight. They did call me today, asked me if they could shoot fireworks. They don't know what the ordinance was. To my knowledge, we don't have an ordinance for fireworks. We simply try to bear with the quality of life for citizens and what some consider okay and some that don't. We get a lot of complaints throughout the years around Memorial Day and Independence Day. We simply go by and just say that your local citizens are complaining and you need to stop. If they continue to do it, we can charge them under the disorderly conduct code. It's going to be out in the open field in the industrial park. I didn't see an issue with it in a police matter. I made a decision, told them they could. The only stipulation was they need to contact the fire chief and make sure he felt that it was appropriate because of that type of grass up there and things of that nature. And I allowed, make sure that he had the final call on that. So he got the final call on that. I hope that works out well. They're having some issues, well, not some issues. I've had some concerned citizens come by and ask me questions about the street dance on Friday. I wasn't here a lot of years ago when they had the street dance. I hear lots of rumors about brown bagging and cups and not pursuing issues and things of that nature. I try to run by a hard, fast rule. If it's against the law, you don't do it. How can you overlook it one time and not another time? There is an alcohol establishment located in the vicinity where they're going to have the street dance. It's a private club. It has rules. If you're a member and a guest, we can't be on the property. We're not really going to allow open container beverages up and down the side of the streets and out in the parking lot. It needs to be in the same controlled environment you normally have. When you have to play it by ear, I'll actually be there working shift that day, and I'll work up to midnight for that event, and I control it the best I can, and we'll hope for the best outcome. Anybody have any questions on the festival or anything? I don't want to handle that. Last thing I'd just like to bring up, normally I present to council my recommendation to adopt different types of ordinances. In the past year and a half, and especially if we're going into the summer season, we're going to get busy. Y'all going to get a lot of complaints. The policemen are party poopers. We show up, we get involved in things that get out of hand. Usually when we get called, something's already out of hand. Bottom line is, you got one officer per shift. So So if I flip all the lights off and turn everything off and flip on some blue lights, y'all will get a little reality check of what we feel like on the side of the road at night by yourself. My biggest concern is whether it's not at night, but as well in the day, is it seems because we're a small community, everybody wants to get involved in what's going on. And it's simply being nosy. It's not a concern, and I understand on the side of the fence where it's a family member, you know, what's going on, are they hurt, are they not, are they going to jail, are they not? I mean, it's going to get handled how it gets handled, but when an officer's by himself, it takes focus away from what he needs to do for his safety, the citizen's safety, and the quality of the job for the enforcement. You can simply overlook evidence. Evidence can be destroyed. I've had several episodes myself over the years, being backed out to the road, almost being hit by cars, different things, different situations. Younger officers will approach situations a lot more on an escalation, which can end up badly for everybody. And it's a simple thing, is you just tell people, don't stop, don't get involved, don't call people, don't, stay at a safe distance. I'm fine that, want to throw up cameras and look and watch at a safe distance, but safe distance to me and to you is probably going to be two different things. Safe distance to me is at least 50 yards away. Most people don't know 50 yards. It's half a football field, right? It's about 10 cars. That's a good judgment call. But do we really need an ordinance with that? Or can the community start to kind of comply with the unsettling environment that we have? And they always say, but you know me, you know me. In a big old fight, big old struggle, in the dark, you can't see, you don't know what's happening, so it doesn't matter if I know you or not. It's just an unsafe practice. So I'd like to know if y'all give me a thumbs up or thumbs down to try to do our due diligence with other agencies in the state to see what type of ordinance they have that would stipulate, a municipality type ordinance that would control or attempt to control or hold accountable these people that get involved that don't need to be involved. Now, some don't have a problem saying stop, don't come closer, but they still come, they still approach, and you're starting to direct your whole attention towards that, and you're taking away from what you're trying to do. So y'all think about it. Don't make a decision real fast. It's out there. I'd like to have the input of the council, the community, good, bad, what should or shouldn't be done, how we should or shouldn't handle it, but it's been a problem here for years. It's caused me a lot of problems, and I'd like to fix it one way or another. Second thing is, in the past year and a half, we've had a problem with pellet rifles, pellet guns, things of that nature by juveniles. We've had kids shot. We've had property damaged. Recently, we've had some animals being shot. Myself and Officer Case were dealing with a gentleman a few weeks ago that he thought was appropriate to show us a pellet gun that he had, and it looked like a full-size .357 revolver. You actually open it up like a regular weapon. You pull the shell casings out that look like the ammunition, and you put the BB inside and put it back in, and you discharge it with CO2. That's an easy way to get shot. 15 years ago in York County, I almost shot a guy, brand new, 6 months on the road, chasing him in the dark, running from a Sonic drive-in. 14-year-old kid dropped a pellet gun, stopped to pick it up, decided not to, that I was fast enough to catch him. As I got up to it and kicked it, I realized it was light. But if he had stopped and picked it up, where would I be today? So I know there's some ordinances out there throughout the state. I want to do due diligence on that as well, but we need to somehow hold the parents more accountable for allowing them to carry it, possess it, discharge it at people, property, animals, things of that nature. We're getting a lot of vandalism now that's pellet and BB gun related. And what you end up with is basically parents just saying they're just kids. But if it's your property being damaged, or your child being shot, or your animals being assaulted, you're going to have a difference of opinion. So I just need the input from the council and the citizens to see if we need to move forward with that, or if we're just wasting time.
Why don't you find out what those people do around the state? Come back to the council.
I thought we had an ordinance already in the books about air rifles.
I thought we did too, especially.
I'm pretty sure we
We
did.
do,
It's a discharge of a firearm, but I'm talking about holding the parents accountable for their children's actions. If you're 18 and you shoot it, you can go to jail or get a ticket. That's a criminal offense, discharging any kind of weaponry. So a BB gun would be included, but our issue is with the children. 10 or 12 years old, 15, 16 years old, I mean, nobody's being responsible for them. And simply all we can do is draft a report, send it up to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Nothing really happens. You know, a lot of people are being out money for medical expenses, property, issues with animals and stuff, and the kids just aren't being responsible. Does that mean we need to start enforcing curfews? Well, what happens there today, what do? You start holding the parents more accountable, and I just don't really know the lawyer can tell us how to defend it. But, you know, where does the cross the line where you keep parents accountable for what their juvenile children do? It's got to be something.
As far as criminal liability to the parent, I don't know if we can do that.
Civil.
Then you charge the juvenile assault battery, which is in your property. I think that can be incarcerated or something.
We're gonna look into it and just see what's out there. I've actually seen a few, just because the municipality passes an ordinance that means the weather time for appeals and things of that nature, but, I'll pull everything I can for the state, present to you guys. I'd like to have as much input as I can from you guys and the, community before I waste my time doing it.
Yeah, I do have you said, one thing you said that caught my attention, you said we had one officer per shift. But I remember us, one of the facts we were given about hiring an extra police officer was so that we could have 2 officers on duty during the peak hours.
If we have a split shift, that extra officer, we can do a split shift, 12 to 12, 2 to 2, something of that nature, but with the way the schedule works out, it's usually on like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And with having an officer at the academy, that takes that away. If you're gone for 12 weeks, that's the majority of the summer, and I'm filing paperwork every day. So.
Any other questions, Chief? Committee on wastewater.
Wastewater right now is running good. All the lift stations running good. We had a little problem with the digester motor, but I got it fixed and it's back up and running. Thanks, sir.
Any questions?